Wait, server reset.
Hey, Ghost Hooli, if you're still logged in, server. I don't. You seem to be freaked out by the term server reset. It just means every day at this time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, every single day. This game, NHL20, will reset. So if there's anything that's going to be dropped as new for that day, that day, that week, that month, whatever it is, on that day, almost always it'll happen during the reset time, which is exactly right now at 2 p.m. So I don't know if you're the one person that's still logged in. It looked like you had left and came back or something maybe, or somebody else is new. I wasn't planning on jumping on the mic. I was just going to let this speak for itself, and I'm going to go back to the full screen. Hoping that we have got rewards, so I guess I could talk about that. This is what I achieved. Pretty, I mean, it's top 20%, I guess, but pretty abysmal, quite frankly. An extra 2647 would have been just one more round for sure. But then I don't know if I would have been able to do that. Then maybe others would have as well. These numbers have increased based off of people's play, so it is what it is. So point is next week, even if it starts right now, those of us that are in the game now will have an advantage for, well, not much of one, basically for a day or half a day over those that have the standard edition pre-order or anybody else that buys it after tomorrow. I would definitely expect starting next week for all of these numbers to increase in terms of the points required. So 15,000 might be able to get Pro 1 next week, but 12.7 is not likely going to be the cutoff. It'll likely be higher than that to qualify as the top 20% of players. You see there in the rewards, talking too much is why I don't come on the mic. I actually still really can't see the coins, but it looks like that says 4, and then I thought that said 5, but then this is clearly 10. So I guess what I got was, what, 15? No, because that's 25. That I can't tell, and this I can't tell. But I think it's 12,000 coins. 2 player packs, or platinum player packs, and the mega pack, I believe, should be what it should be. Anyways, let's see, opponent select. Just curious if it automatically gives it to you. Previous season results processing. Okay, so how long are you going to take to do that? Okay. So we've got new teams here. New season. I'm sure others are going to rip this right now. We just jump. Jeez, rank 1 is 20,000. Did somebody play already? Did somebody play 4 games? How's this even possible? Thrash, bacon, sod. Of course, guys. Of course. Why not? Jeez. I mean, it's been up for 7 minutes. I don't even get this. How did you play 11 games? I'm assuming that's the most. Yeah, that seems crazy to me. Do you get access to the new season earlier than everybody else somehow? I don't get it. They should have just refreshed just now. That seems very odd. I'm not trying to call you out. This is my first week of this, so I'm a little confused. Okay, and we don't have our packs. Previous season results still processing. All right, so Hut Central. There you go. An 84 Lemieux. 86 Rob Blake. 83. This is not the proper screen. It's Clausen, Frederick Clausen, probably. Geez, we can't read the rest of those. Adam Graves, likely at 83. Then that's going to be the goalie at 75. It looks like. No idea. Carson Pang. Then 83. Mike Pekka. Interesting. So those are available right now. Go ahead and take a look at those, I guess. Let's see if Blake is the Kings. Lemieux is. Is that the Nordiques? Apologies for anyone that I might be wrong on. I have a hard time seeing that stuff sometimes. And if I want to go with the other ones, it's the Jets, the Rangers, Blackhawks, and Islanders. Yeah, looks like Islanders. So Lemieux, Claude Lemieux, probably Nordiques, and then. Yeah, these guys are new as well. So these are the 6 primetime for today. 6 74s, 1 as a goalie. Is what it is. This stuff was already out there before, so the single player only competitive season coming soon for. I think that some people were confused when this first dropped. It was saying silver player only. They thought it was single player only, and it's strange. And then obviously these are the ones that were already there. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if these are. They should be at least listed. So we're going to look for at least the first 3 if we can. And they'll be under alumni. Makes it that much quicker and easier to find. There we go. So Rob Blake, new as of today. Okay. 83 skate, I guess I was hoping for slightly better, and maybe with a synergy to help. So I haven't done any editorializing so far, and I'm also having some serious issues with this new channel, with things getting properly pushed from live stream automatically into live replay for people to be able to view. But for me at least, I mean, my team is, the overall is misleading. My team is mostly stacked, and also if not stacked, then just has certain things set the way that it needs to be to do the best it can. So for me, this is kind of a hard pass. So I'm not the YouTuber or the YouTubers that will, but that would be my recommendation. And I kind of think that the name Rob Blake, 86 overall, being one of the highest overalls that come in the game so far, week 1, day 2, day 3, depending on how you look at it. It's not a bad card. It's just he's slow. He's slow, and the shot's not great either. For me, at least on defense, honestly, with my team, especially with the right-handed shot, even 88 and 89 is not good enough. But for someone else, that's not that bad for power, slap shot, wrist shot power from a defender. And even 78s on the accuracy is not that terrible. I mean, generally this card isn't bad, and the defensive aspects for him are solid, and he's got the body. You know, he's 6'4", 225. I guess if you have that synergy activated and you've got your team-based synergies, you know, it can increase the speed and acceleration a little bit. So he'd be like on my team, for instance, his speed would be 87, but that's not really going to cut it for me generally for a defender. Shooting right-handed, he'd be, you know, if I was playing it left side or right side, he'd be basically the blue line. He'd be the third line defender. But cool though, cool card. You know, I like what they're doing. I like how they're kind of slowly bringing these things in. The second one was, we weren't sure, right? Maybe, I guess it's Devils. That would make more sense. The way they like zoom in though with the logo, it throws me off sometimes. So here's the Claude Lemieux, second highest overall for the new alumni icons drop today. Interesting thing here for me, but yeah, just not gonna cut it again. To be expected based off of the face stats that we could see from on much smaller screen at the beginning, but again, 84 top speed base and 82 base acceleration. Just gonna be right off the bat a pass for me. I'm not looking to have anything like that on there for me. So again, for me, this is gonna be a if you pack it, sell it, and so that means I'm probably gonna say the same thing about the other four. And if I bother to look at the primetime, they would be the same thing as well. And the fact that they're lowest end gold at 74, they don't even qualify for the silver player only event. So it is what it is. For Claude, his shot power is lower by like what, 6-7 compared to Blake, and the accuracy is +1 at 80 as opposed to 79, I think Blake was, or 78, 79, something like that. So it's a better mix, which you would kind of expect from forwards in this game, and that seems to be how they're running it with 20 thus far. And the rest of the stats pretty much stay in that same range of 80 to 84. They say handles are 84, even though hand-eye itself is 81 and deking is 81, but passing is 85, puck control is 83. Checking is 83, and that seems standard with the stats. They're all 83 basically for body checking, strength, and aggression. And then defense, you know, kind of nice to see, but really only for me would be more, since we can't play forwards on defense except
Hello, when have I my squad battles reward?
Hold on a second, let me switch so that I'm not being yelled at and I can actually hear what's being said. Hello, when have I my squad battles reward? I don't know. That's why I was doing this, so that I'd have it recorded and I'd be able to see myself and anybody that catches the video and is not on their PlayStation. I'm sure it works over on Xbox the same way as well. Although they're bifurcated, they're separated. But if somebody's, you know, still at work or whatever, or out at class or something else like that, and can't get to the game, figured I'd show what's up as soon as possible. I don't have the squad battles yet, So they said they were processing, and I don't know what that means because it doesn't have a timer on it. The way that all the comp seasons and Hut Champs seasons worked last year in 19, and most of those would take about half a day, 12 hours for them to process, which is what it says it's doing right now, is processing. So there's a chance that we, all of us that played squad battles this week and qualified for some reward, may not actually have them for another 12 hours from whatever it is right now, for those of you that are watching this live. So for those of you that aren't watching this live, it is 5:18 p.m. Eastern time, and therefore 2:19 p.m. Pacific time right now. So you kind of add half a day, add 12 to that, it'd be somewhere between 2 a.m. Pacific and 5 a.m. Eastern time is potentially how long it will take for those to come. I really hope not. I'd like to see them today, and I'm sure others feel the same way. Any more questions, feel free to drop comments. I'm going to go back to the main screen just to make this much easier for anybody to see on the stats. I think I talked about Claude enough here. I think the last thing I was trying to say is not just with the checking, but also the defense stat a little bit higher. Being able to shot block and have stick checking to go with poise is something that is helpful from a forward that's at least his size, 6'0", 215, and a right-handed shot. So that that's something that is less of the norm for everything that's currently available in 20. It's actually, I posted on my Twitter account the exact stats for the live series quote-unquote gold premium cards, the 80 plus, but it was something like 2 to 1, like 60%, 66% or whatever that were left-handed, and 33% or a little bit more that were right-handed. So I'd expect that.
How do I claim rewards?
Okay, so more questions about rewards. Sales God, welcome to it. So I'm going to assume you don't have additional questions beyond that, so I'm going to go back to the main screen here. I don't know, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this, so that anybody that doesn't have access to their system right at the moment, or even if hopefully when this turns into a live replay very soon over on YouTube after the broadcast is done, people will be able to see exactly what happened for me while I was live in my system, and therefore what they can expect as well. However, I just finished saying this before I switched over to looking at these icons, and I'll click back out right now. Honestly, I'm gonna look at the other 4 icons and maybe show the prime times, but we'll see as it updates. Yeah, nothing in my store, nothing in unopened packs, so I did not get them yet. And under here it still says previous season results processing at the very bottom underneath opponent refresh, if you can't see that. I will maybe try to see if I can do some things to get this to pop out, even kicking out to the main menu. I don't think this is, I'm just doing this basically for posterity, I guess, and for anybody that's watching now live or watches later. Nothing new on the pop-up screen, as to be expected. Those are the available now cards, and previous season results processing. So, you can see. Oh, so they don't even have. That's interesting. This is what I. Was it that one? No, that one, Pro one. So this is where I finished, unless they change it or something, I don't know. But starting whenever they've finished processing it, which again might be a full 12 hours from now, or maybe more, but hopefully not. And I'll have the little star next to Pro 1 as my current all-time high. And as far as non-numerical rankings, I just have these three that I could do, Elite 1, 2, and 3. So again, these are the rewards that I believe I just earned, because this is what it said that I had. I have it on recording now, but it's looking like probably I don't know, maybe as much as 15,000, but something about 10, maybe as low as 12,000 coins. 2 platinum player packs, which are pretty nice, and a mega pack that at least I have not had a chance to open any of those, even as a as an untradeable part of the pre-order process or whatever. And if you're unclear as to how to know on those, does it still show in here, the monthly rewards? No, it does not. Okay, so there you go. So they moved it over here, I guess. So, well, stop moving, guys. I'm on the page. Where are you going? You can see there, kind of, that from the top left where the icons thing is. Stop. Seriously, stop moving. The third one in, that's the platinum player pack. The one next to that to the left is actually not a mega pack. It's a choice pack, and I can show you that from the rewards sets, multi reward sets. So this is a premium players pack. Okay. What was I thinking about platinum? Huh. Okay. Well, maybe I'm off on this, but the premium and the platinum players packs have they look similar to me, and then this is the choicer, the 83 to 85 choice, and that's the sorry, I'm doing this live, so it's terrible. Come on, there you go. So see if I can tell. Basically colorblind, but stop. Okay, now I'm going to compare that to, and all this is online. People have pointed this out already. Yeah, that looks pretty similar to me. So I'm guessing that is I misspoke. I guess that's a premium player pack. I think that and they're not, I guess they're not in here. So that's, if you get between 11 and 20, you get, actually if you get any of the top 100, I'm just paying more attention to the packs as they come up here. Anything in the top 100 gets you an ultimate pack, and 21 to 50 is 2 of them, 11 to 20 is 3 of them. And then top 10 that's not number 1 gets I forget what that final one is, and then 2 of the ultimates and 2 of the megas. Maybe if I go to the comp season, that lists out the rewards a bit better, I think. Okay, so those are the ultimate packs, I guess. And then those are NHL players packs. And then, as I said, those are mega packs. I don't know why I was saying platinum. Okay, so that would be Jumbo Premium. That's not what it is in the rewards for squad battles. It's this here, the Premium Players packs. And then if you got stuff less than that, it's the standard ones that you could get right now, currently in the stores. Packs, the premium packs and the base packs. I'll show those. So that's here, the premium pack. The odds you get for those: 7,500 coins, 150 points, which again is odds here for base pack, 5,000 coins, 100 points. If you actually wanted to buy these in the store, this is in terms of US dollars. If you don't have the EA access, 10% discount, 100 points is basically $1, and then obviously 10% off of that would be 90 cents. And this would be $1.50 or 15 cents less than that per pack, and then just you double it for the jumbo premiums. So I understand that if I go back into the comp season rewards, it's going slow. People must be just grinding those squad battles like crazy right now, which is fine, but it's kind of strange. You got a day to do it. Starting tomorrow is when you can play 8 games instead of 4. So again, there it's saying Mega, and then there it's saying Jumbo Premium Players packs. So those are the only ones that we don't really see anywhere else besides.
I didn't get my squad battles reward.
Okay, let's see who's asking about the rewards this time. Tim Ford, I didn't get my squad battles reward. Okay, that's what I thought I heard. I did not either. That's what part of what I'm showing here was in case I did, but I did not. So just to finish up for anybody that's watching on the replay, because I guess Tim's the only one in here. Tim, I will speak to that in 2 seconds. If you just let me get this off. So those are that on the left is what the Jumbo Premium Players packs look like. Those are just in comp seasons, though. They've got nothing to do with Squad Battle rewards. In Squad Battle rewards, though, are these ones, the Premium Players packs, and as I said, Premium and Base packs as well. And when you see Jumbo Premium pack, so that is in this comp season from 1501 to 2000, you get one Jumbo Premium Players pack and one Jumbo Premium pack. That's the thing from the store that's just twice what the premium pack is. So it's if you're buying them, they're 15,000 coins or 300 points, which is roughly $3 or 10% off of that. And 1001 to 1500 also gets one of those Jumbo Premium packs, along with a Mega and a regular Premium. 751 to 1000 Mega pack and 2 Jumbo Premium. And then those are the only, so between 751 and 2000 are the only people that are getting any specifically Jumbo Premium packs, which is one from comp season. And in fact, 751 to 1000 gets 2 of them. Once you move up to 501 to 750, it's now 2 Megas and a Premium Players pack. And there's no more. I misspoke. So 101 to 200 specifically gets NHL Player Pack, 2 Megas and a Jumbo Premium, as does 51 to 100, 2 NHL, 2 Mega and a Jumbo Premium. Okay, I just completely messed this up. So 26 to 50 gets 2 Jumbo Premium, 11 to 25, 3 Jumbo Premium, 6 to 10, 2 Jumbo Premium, and then that's it. So it's kind of scattered, in my opinion, what those go off on. So Tim, in case you're still here, or for anybody else, yeah, for me, I'm seeing previous season results processing, and I do not have any unopened packs as it's refreshing, I will again click out of the main menu and see if it will somehow recognize. I don't think any of this is, gonna get it done, but who knows? Got to try stuff for the for the betterment of the group. It's only a little more than half an hour since the reset, so for me, I think it's kind of understandable, but still, still disappointed. And as you can see, everything else is kind of taken care of. These are my dailies. They're not exactly the same for everybody. They're showing up, and then also in squad battles, I could go and play any of these 4 games right now, and then have to wait a day to be able to refresh my opponents. I'm gonna click on. So we've got we've got enough people that have played already. This is crazy. So there's a full 100. Again, Thrash has played 11 games. Bacon 7. Sod dropped off, so enough other people played, I guess. Where'd he go? Jeez. Oh, there's a bunch of ties. Okay. What are those? It's exactly 2277. So it's just from winning 1 game at that exact number of BP. I don't remember what Sod's BP was when it showed it earlier, but he was on the list. He was in the top. Like 10, like the second after this started. I don't really know how all that works, but whatever. It's been a half an hour, so it definitely makes sense that you can get a game off and get a win, even on max points. It looks like the 88 through 100 are all tied with exactly 2263 so far on their first game played. That would qualify you for top 100. Yep, so I mean, you can kind of tell the same thing from here, but whatever. And as I said at the very beginning, that is definitely going to change. I mean, it's kind of surprising that there's already 20,000 points, I guess, but whatever. If you were to go through,
how do I get rewards?
All right, so everyone asking about the rewards. I get it. I mean, I'm glad people are here, so it's cool. Bobcat 420 Juniors. So I'll stay on this screen for a second. Bobcat, I don't know, which is part of the reason why I was doing this video. And now 33 minutes into the video, that's basically what this is me explaining to, as you can see, everyone that asked above that I don't have the answer. My suspicion at this point, now that we are a little bit more than half an hour in, and no, did you leave, dude? Is it just because I said I don't know? I was going to give you good info, which is that it's probably going to be 12 hours from now, or at this point 11 and a half hours. So in the middle of the night is when we will likely get them all. At least here over on the PlayStation side, I guess they might have processed early. Oh, you're still here. Okay, well, you went incognito. That's cool. So Xbox may have done it differently because they are separated, they are bifurcated, but I doubt it. I assume that they'll process ours in the same time frame as they'll process theirs. But you can see from this screen here, underneath the opponent refresh and above where it says Season 1, season ends in, it says previous season results processing. I also don't know, it seems strange to me that they're still calling it Season 1. Because there were a handful of people, basically game changers, and a few, I guess, that got lucky enough to get a code that weren't restricted to just a 10-hour trial, and they actually got in even before the EA Access trial got in, and so they had like their own season. There were like, I think maybe 10 people in the first season, at least here on the PlayStation side. and I didn't see them ripping whatever packs they got from that. Is what it is, though. So I can understand not calling that season 1 because it wasn't really for anybody else. But this is everybody that played in, starting with, at least for me, it says games available. I thought they said games played. I was like, I haven't played any games. At least for me in the access trial, I kind of messed up on my timers, etc. So I think I might have only got off 4 games in squad battles during the early access. And then as soon as the full release came out, I tried to play as often as I could. I might have missed the timers a little bit, and as I showed, I finished Pro 1. So on the non-numeric rankings, the only ones that I can get above that in the future, in terms of all-time high, would be Elite 1, 2, or 3, and they will always come with better rewards than what I was supposed to have received from Pro 1. But I get people wanting their rewards just in general. I mean, it's kind of the point of playing it, really, right? Other than just the thrill of the battle, I guess. Right now you need 0 points to get Rookie 3, so but you'll be qualified for that. But that's not how it will be for the end of the week, clearly. But this is a mini pack, and then that's a base pack, 2 base packs and some coins, a premium of base coins, 2 premiums of base coins, 3 premiums, 2 base and coins, semi-pro 1. That's half of players get to qualify for at least that. So essentially anyone that had a chance to play and played at least one game, this is showing 1426. I don't remember what semi-pro's numbers were for this week that just finished, but I know I was up here at Pro 1, and it was, I think you needed about 12K, and I had about 15.5, and like Elite 7 would have been about another 1,400 or so, like up to about 17. So I definitely would have got that if I would have been able to play even just one more game, but it is what it is. And so if this was 12, and that's 20% of players, I don't know, you probably needed at least like 6 for semi-pro 1. Let's see some pack openings. I'm actually just shy of being able to even have enough for a premium, and kind of wanted the stuff from my rewards to open, but I give the people what they want. Let's go ahead and probably do a set somewhere. I think that the one that would be best, I think I still have to wait. Yeah. So in 2 hours I can do a premium pack if I haven't crap. If the rewards aren't out yet. I kind of destroyed my entire collection, so let's see like what they would fill with autofill. This just gets you a 2 premium players pack, 180 plus overall guaranteed. Yeah, I just know like I don't want to give up at least some of these. I pressed R3. I don't know why that didn't do that, but okay. Hopefully find 4 more. Maybe not. I as I said, I pretty much destroyed my my collection. So it's part of the price you have to pay if you're not continuously ripping packs from the store. All right. Oh, I didn't finish the whole list. I needed 4, right? So, what's the wrong one? So bad. So I could get. This is like 4,000 coins that I'm just wasting to open up a pack, but whatever. Doing it for the kids. Got something for the recording. I would not recommend this, considering that you're only one of them is 80 plus overall guaranteed. So, and they're untradeable. So I think this is a terrible idea. Just even if you take off the bottom 4, trading in 4 tradable 80 overall cards to try to get lucky, but possibly end up with an 80 overall tradable, potentially one of those 4 cards actually, you know, and having to also give up these bottom 4 along with it. You know, you do this if you're a YouTuber, I suppose. And you do it if you want to kind of gamble. That's really what this is. And when you ripped a ton of packs, basically with points, I guess you could do them with coins. I'm not really sure how you got the coins if you didn't use points to start with in the first week, but whatever. However, you're ripping the actual store packs, you could have a ton of gold players to be able to do these, and I will leave that to other people to decide if they should do that or not. But very clearly, what I just did, I highly don't recommend. Let's go ahead and open up the pack, though. Let's get something fun for Bobcat. Okay, so that is not the 80 plus. So hopefully they did something, you know, I don't know, just like what do we want here? McDavid, Master Icon. I mean, I would take a like a Gartner at this point. I don't need a 90. Yeah, it's terrible. Josh Morrissey. So that's what we get. So we traded in 4. Basically, like I know some were 79. Some might have been closer to this at 75. 4 untradeable under 80, and 4 tradable exactly 80. We got a +1 in the overall category with the Josh Morrissey plus a 75, both untradeable. There you go. So I open a pack. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with kind of anything else. I did this earlier today, so I don't have any more to do. I opened up a base pack and a premium pack with my collectibles, and I could get one more right now if I do my dailies. But then I only have 2. Wouldn't have enough to open any packs. If you haven't done this in the monthlies, you only get 1 shot at each of these first 3 for sure. And I would just kind of assume, at least for September, that these last, is that 6 categories or 5? 5 categories are going to be singles as well, not repeatable. The Icons collectible, you wouldn't be able to repeat anyways, because that would require 64, and you only get 2 per day. So, I mean, in a full month, if they keep this the same, where it's 32 for an Icons collectible, and switch it up to being repeatable, you know, I would say, like, if you set timers, but you basically don't really have to set timers now that it's moved to daily and is technically 23 hours, and then the refresh is every 24 hours. At this time, basically 50 minutes ago, 2 p.m. Pacific time every day, and there's no the refresh on the rewards. You see mine, if you can kind of tell up at the top, I've got another 3 hours and 15 minutes before I can get my next daily rewards pack. And so that timer is based off of you. And so, if you don't come in and open it as soon as it's available, then it'll just sit there as open, or like available to open or whatever, until you actually do open it. And in other words, a day, during any time between 2 p.m. Pacific on one day and 2 p.m. Pacific on the next day. So like right now, for the next 24 hours, you don't log in. Clearly, you're not going to be able to complete your dailies, so you're not going to get your monthly rewards from that. And you didn't get your your daily reward pack, as you see mine having 3 hours and 15 minutes to go until that comes off. And I'm not this weird fanboy that's trying to promote this game, or even EA in general, or EA Sports, or even EA Sports Vancouver, but I do definitely like the fact that the daily reward packs, that granted you only get once a day as opposed to basically 3 times a day, or up to 3 times a day as we had in 19. For me at least, they're giving a little bit more, in my opinion, than what we got in 19. In 19, it was always a consumable. I think it was always a contract. It was the monthly reward. It was, geez, I mean, it's only been like a week since the last time I opened one. So I did a couple of last minute videos over there. But like I said, I have to go back and check, just even remind myself, or go back into the game and find out, because they are still doing those. But the difference is, in 19, you obviously don't get a monthly reward in your daily anymore, so it's just with the 3 items. So I think it might just be contract healing and one player card, and so everyone's gone now, I guess. When can we claim them? I got Elite 1. Somehow I missed that, I guess, because I wasn't, and now everyone's out of the room, supposedly. So Tren, if you're not here, or if you want to come back and see later, I don't know, because why I did the video, but at this point I'm going to go out on a limb and just guess that there's 2 probabilities that are pretty likely. One that's probably greater than 50% chance is that it'll be 12 hours, just shy of 11 hours, and 10 minutes from now, for everybody, and it'll be there the next time you sign in, after they get pushed to your system. But because that's the middle of the night, and this is the first week, and I would see them wanting to. I don't know. I have no connection, so I have no inside information, and I'm not online. I'm not watching any screens myself. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing here. So if it's been pointed out by anybody that actually does know what they're talking about, which, if it's not an actual EA employee, I think that's what I would go with as like the number one thing, if they said it on the forum or any of their social media platforms. But I don't know, like somebody like Clappy, for instance, might be having his entire Twitter mentions blowing up right now of, hey man, where are my rewards from squad battles? Because obviously there were a lot more people that played in quote unquote this week than did in whatever happened supposedly last week, before we even had the EA access, early access. So those people that did that last week, maybe they would know how long it took them last week to get their rewards. But considering that I think I was told that there were like 10 people that had the game that early and actually had a chance to play squad battles, because it's not just that you would have to have the game, but you got to obviously match up against something that's in the system. You know, it is technically single player offline mode, so that's a little bit easier to do than the comp seasons and stuff like that, obviously. But even so, I was told that there were like 10 people that played in that, so I would suspect it shouldn't take that long to process 10 people, but it would take however much longer. I think that I saw somebody pointing out that there was at least like 3,000 people that had played. I don't know where you see those sort of things. If you're like me, if you're just a regular player in the game. Anyways, I'm gonna click back out and just see, but I doubt it. And I hope that was appreciated. That I basically wasted 4,000 coins on a terrible untradeable. Should have, in my opinion, I basically should have done either an extra 1,000 coins or an extra 3,500 coins and opened one of the store packs and had stuff that I could actually use for a quick sell, if nothing else. Those are my feelings. But yeah, so we're seeing previous season results processing. So I'm going to jump off the mic for a second here. Hey, 3 people in the room. Cool. If you're logged into YouTube and want to comment, feel free to do so. I'm gonna jump off the mic for a second and just stay on this screen while that's counting down to the first hour being done. So for the next 4.5 minutes, I'm gonna keep this on, and I'll come back on the mic as soon as I'm gonna get some some water and stuff like that, because I didn't think this would take an hour, because I figured it was going to be either the packs were there or the packs weren't there. At the end of the first hour mark, if they're still not there, then I'm going to go in and give my views on those final 4 icons. Because I already went over Rob Blake and Claude Lemieux, the 86 and 84. But my assumption is going to be that I would say if you pack them, sell them, same as the other 2, with the potential exception there being the Pekka, and actually maybe Frederick as well, the Clausen, that he might be quick enough. And actually, looking at the Pekka, his shot is terrible unless he's a goalie. Hold on, how much time we got? We got 3.5 minutes. Screw it. I'll go walk and get my water. Hold on, I can remind myself because I'm an idiot what teams these are. So we're looking at Jets, Islanders, Rangers, and then the last one's Blackhawks. If anybody is logged in and can comment if you would prefer seeing these things on a slightly larger screen, happy to do that. All right, so here's the Clausen. So sorry, Olausen. I don't know this guy. I'm sorry. His face looks familiar, but 52-year-old Swedish guy. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have known too much about his play. Yeah, actually, you know what? I do have to switch to the main screen just because my screen is not the one I'm waiting for has not arrived yet. So yeah, same deal. This is just me, but this is super disappointing. On an 83 overall, defender who has an 89 skate. I thought this was going to be one of those that would make some sense to maybe actually keep if you packed it. And I'm not following my own advice. There's the icons that came out before this yesterday, I guess, whatever, and maybe the day before. I forget exactly, but I have packed and have tradable versions of most of the ones that have come out, and I've not sold all of them. I've just sold the ones that I have duplicates of. I just figured I'd keep one for whatever. I don't have really a good reason for keeping it, because they're never going to play on my team, basically. That's my assumption. So yeah, 89 skate as a face stat and 87 shot. I thought that there'd be a chance this would be a good one to go with, but it's not. It's interesting. It looks like that 89 comes from a mixture of the 5 underlying stats there, from acceleration, agility, balance, endurance, and speed. All 5 of those factor into the face stat of 89. But unfortunately, agility and balance, that are the 94s, and endurance at 87 is good. I mean, that's good. You want endurance to be at least that or higher. But 83 top end speed, 84, base, of course, base top end speed 83, and base acceleration 84 is just is not going to cut it. The shot at 87 is actually pretty good in my opinion for what this is, which is an 83 overall defender. The slap shot accuracy and power are both 91, so that's going to be a bit higher than I feel like some people are playing with, especially if they're mostly free to play or not putting extra money beyond the game into it. But even if they were doing that and they were people that have played every year and got all the loyalty rewards, and say they're playing now because they had pre-ordered, so either the deluxe or the ultimate, so they got the bonuses from that as well, and have the hometown hero and the hut cover card that I didn't get, and I've heard from some people that they haven't gotten theirs yet either, and that it didn't come this weekend, like tomorrow, I guess. I hope that's the case. I got all the rest of the stuff. I got the loyalty rewards and my hometown hero choice pack. All of that came once the access trial ended and switched over to the pre-order for me. And I recorded all that, and I guess that recording is having issues over on YouTube at the moment. Anyways, back to the point. I think that 91 as a base for slap shot accuracy and power is actually pretty good for a baseline defender currently in the game, particularly if you can't afford or you haven't been able to pack one of the ones that comes with higher shots, and to go with that 87 wrist shot accuracy to me seems kind of strange, to be +4 above the wrist shot power of 83. Typically for defenders, you'll see either both the slap shot and wrist shot power will be up, and then the accuracy will be down. I think I just literally showed that 20 minutes ago when I was highlighting the Rob Blake card. That's kind of standard. And then if they do have one shot better than the other, it'll be like this that you're seeing here, slap shot as opposed to wrist shot. But the fact that the wrist shot accuracy is a little bit better than its power, strikes me as slightly odd. I guess I could work my way through how that would make sense in general, and whether or not that made sense for this fine gentleman when he was playing. The rest of the stats, face stats, handles 87, checking 77, defense 76. Clearly nothing to write home about. It looks like his 87 handles is mostly coming from 91 passing and 87 puck control. Not exactly base stats that you're going to be looking to do.
I didn't get my rewards from Squad Battle. Hello from Finland.
Hello from Finland, as we highlight a Swedish player's card that just came out today. On this screen, these numbers are so tiny for me to see. TPS Fanny 1. I didn't get my rewards from Squad Battle. Hello from Finland. All right, so I'm going to go back to the main screen, assuming that that's your only question. Man, anybody, I apologize in advance for anybody that watches this on a replay on YouTube once I kill the broadcast, assuming that actually works, because I've been having tons of problems with that on this new channel. But to answer your question, it's the same question as you saw all the other people that came in and asked. I have not received my rewards yet either. I did say I will click all the way out. I did say I was going to check to see if it popped off after it was the first hour. So I think we're within an hour here now. I don't have them yet still. Just did a little refresh thingy. Previous season results processing is what I'm showing. So probabilities that I had, assuming that this doesn't trigger it either. And if you're saying you don't have them, you're probably one of the people that's actually in the game and is seeing that they don't have them. Everyone else was just asking if they were there, because I guess they might not be in front of a system just yet. So you can see the dailies are there, and you can play new squad battles. You can play your new 4 games for the next 24 hours. The previous season results processing. Store packs? No, item inbox. This is stuff I was selling. It did not sell. I got excited for half a second there. My dumbass. I swore. Technically, hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube. This new channel is following the rules, unlike the last one. Anyway, let's go over these final cards. Just get this over with. So we're looking at Islanders, Rangers, and Blackhawks for the final 3, and then I think I'm going to call it a sesh. Kill the broadcast. Especially because it's basically dinner time for me here, anyways. But to answer your question, if you're still in the room from Finland, my expectation is probably slightly better than 50% chance that they will come in exactly 11 hours from now. So whatever time that is for you, that would be 6 a.m. Sorry, wait, what? Hold on. 11. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. 11 hours from now, which would be okay, I'm dumb. There'd be 5 a.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Pacific time. I don't have this stuff planned out and written out. I sometimes forget the specifics. That's what I think is the more likely of the two, but especially being season 1 and likely having a smaller player base to process than they're going to have for most of the rest of the time, starting even in the next week, possibly going up and then fluctuating down a little bit just before Black Friday and the holidays, and then possibly going up a little bit more at that time, and then obviously tapering off once the new year has come around, and generally mostly dying completely once the true NHL in real life season has ended, and April's come around and all that stuff. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at these other icons. But my point, I guess, just was, this guy might have some speed as a center, Mike Pekka. The other chance though is because the player base is that much smaller, that it shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I don't know the background for them and how they've got set up for programming and processing and all that stuff. It's very clearly not automated, or even the aspects of it that they may have automated. They likely had to, design that automation and come up with the rules to put into that. And so I'm saying the likelihood is that it'll be 12 hours, just because that's what we saw almost every time in comp seasons and hut champs in NHL19, and sometimes they were as much as a day or more. I think the worst I saw was, as far as time length was, not saying worse as in bad, was 2, maybe even 3 full days that had to wait for processing. I think on a hut champs towards the end of the season when it seemed like no one was playing, but whatever. So my expectation is it'll be 12 hours, but because that 12 hours, as I said, here in the U.S. would range from 2 to 5 a.m. Depending on your time zone, I would think that they would want people to have this to showcase tonight, particularly for anybody that hasn't bought the game yet and would look to get in with the standard edition tomorrow, Friday, because if it works the same way that ours did, it'll essentially be midnight. So midnight Eastern time was actually when we got in on Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday morning. So I don't know, but I would kind of maybe assume or think that those who I guess pre-ordered the standard edition, and particularly those that like myself and plenty of others here in the game now who pre-ordered other editions, deluxe or ultimate. I did the ultimate with the EA Access discount, and I played the trial. So working through that 10 hours when midnight Eastern came around on Tuesday, I live streamed for 19 and a half straight hours. And again, that is supposed to be somewhere on YouTube on my channel, but it's having issues. So, and it's also the last like couple hours or few hours even was not watchable. I can't imagine, even for me. Definitely drifted off there. Had some decent conversations with some folks that came in, so that was cool, but not anything that I would put into an edited video. And most of this hour I wouldn't put into an edited video either. So all that being said, assuming that the cutoff is actually midnight Eastern tonight for the pre-order standard edition folks to get into the game for the first time, the full release, being able to actually play the 4 squad battles games and then do the refresh when that comes out during 23 hours from now on tomorrow's daily server reset. Sorry, actually that's not true, because Friday, wait, no, sorry, yeah, that was true. So you can do the reset Friday, daily reset, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Sorry, most of the stuff is like squad battles is brand new, so how some of the stuff is working is new this year, first time ever in NHL. So what's going to happen for
Hey,
everybody?
do you know how I obtain my squad battle rewards?
Okay, so somehow that's only the 9th, 10th chat question. They're all the same though. So yes, I do. That's the one thing that I actually can answer definitively. I do know how you obtain your squad battle rewards. You obtain them by just going into the game once they've pushed them to your device, to your system. They have not done that yet though. So that's what most people's questions were, or just comments that they hadn't received them and asking when they would receive them. So for apparently, I guess the 10th time, I'm going to say that I don't know. I don't have any inside information. I was just trying to explain this before you asked the question as well. My expectation is that there's a very good chance that we'll have to wait until 12 hours from the reset, which is 11 hours from now, depending on your time zone, 2 a.m. Pacific to 5 a.m. Eastern time in the morning, a.m. That's what I think is probably most likely. I was hoping that, after this first hour had ended, they would have pushed them, but they have not. So it's however long it takes them to process. And even if they feel like, because it's a smaller player size, a smaller player pool that played in the event, and so it shouldn't be that difficult to process and to make sure everything's good to go. If they're going to, so part of the reason why I think that it'll probably end up being 12 hours from the reset, so 11 hours from now, is just because if that's what they're going to do every week, even if they weren't planning on doing it right now and a week from now, then they might just want to have that consistency, right? So that makes sense to me. I don't think that it's terrible in terms of setting expectations for players. It's going to be coming up with a lot of confusion and questions. It is here on this channel, and this channel has like 5 subscribers. So I'd imagine that people like Clappy, if you want to do it, you can do it as well. His handle on Twitter is at Clapperton, I believe. Unless he's changed it, but I think that's what it is. And they're also available on the EA forums, and you can go on to the answers portion of EA forums and ask there as well. But I imagine that they're not giving a definitive answer. I guess I could check. I do have some stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna kill all this. Okay, whatever. I wanted to see what it was before clicking on it, but San Diego Studios is live stream now. Can't think of a better way to celebrate National Video Games Day than playing some NHL20. Retweet and reply with hashtag NHL20 for a chance to win a copy. It has been retweeted, well, the lower of the two numbers, I guess. Just shy of 3,500 times people have done that, hoping for a copy. Not sure how many they're going to give out with that.
So what happened with the squad battle rewards? I'm confused.
It's literally all I'm talking about. See if you're a new person or same. No. So new person. So yeah, it's probably, that's what I was trying to see if Twitter had anything more than what I have here.
Yeah, I just joined the stream.
No,
Didn't hear everything.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's fine. I'm looking for you right now on Twitter to see if anybody has a good answer for us here, because I don't know exactly when to expect them. I'm assuming it's going to be a 12-hour processing time. All right, so here's Clappy. He's actually at the Clapperton. I'm sorry, I had that wrong. Nope, hasn't posted today. But I imagine his mentions are likely blowing up right now, with people asking the same questions being asked here. Yeah, people asking. No information anywhere. It says within 24 hours on the squad info tab. Oh, really? Hold on a second. So I'm at a spot where it would have been helpful to show that car. Anyways, hold on. Let me just do this real quick so I don't keep thinking that there's stuff in the store. It's a good jurors, kids. go ahead and get it. It's actually the one that I'm rocking right now. Okay, so this should be going away. And I don't know if these things will get fixed. You know, I think most people don't really want to see a tuner. So is it going to be on here? No. And the check for more rewards is just the same thing as always. Would it be here? So what I was talking about was the right there in the middle. The refresh is available every 24 hours, but 12 hours on weekends, and that's going to start tomorrow at the server reset. So 23 hours from now, Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, you'll be able to do a refresh, which will be your first refresh between now and then, and then after that, the next one will pop up Friday night into Saturday morning, 2 a.m. Pacific time, will be another refresh that'll come out. And at least for me, I think the nice thing about these things is that, it's just my personal opinion, I guess I'll put this into some solid videos in the future, not just this rambling stuff where everyone's asking the same question over and over again, and I keep trying to fumble and get some answers and I don't have any. Is that the other than the daily rewards cards, which you see up there, I've got just shot 2 3/4 hours before mine comes up. I may kind of bite the bullet on that one, and I don't know. I'd be sitting out for quite a while if I did that. But especially if I miss a day. Which I really hope doesn't happen here in September, because there's so few chances to get those September rewards cards. But in future months, I could definitely see a time where maybe I missed a day or whatever, or I just missed, like right now, the daily reward in 3 hours from now. But I'm back on for the reset. Again at 2 p.m. Pacific on whatever day in the future, and because that's the first time that I'm logging in, then the daily rewards comes up. I could kind of go either way with it, but I could see how maybe some others would want to have that timed to go off similarly. The thing is, though, those daily rewards are every 23 hours, and the reset on the daily reset for the server, as well as here in squad battles on the refresh, those happen every 24 hours and are at a very specific time. So you actually can't technically time your daily rewards free packs to coincide exactly with the refresh. But if you're willing to kind of forego like a sneaky quick hour, if, like, for me right now, or anybody else that's in the same sort of situation where the reward pack hasn't popped off yet, and obviously the refresh just happened, so whether you've got, like me, you've got less than 3 hours, or whether you've got basically 20, 21 or 22 hours or whatever left to go, if you don't go into HUT, because you will be forced to open the pack with almost anything that you do in HUT, once that timer comes down to 0. So if you basically just don't play the game, say like you right now, you go in and you play your 4 squad battles and you play to get your dailies done in the daily objectives, and then you just peace out until this time tomorrow, basically during the reset, then you would be timing your pack up to the same time as the reset, which is also the same time for the refresh on the squad battles and your daily objectives, and then once a week for the weekly objectives as well. All that happens at the exact same time. So I don't know if you're maybe being a little anal, to be honest, or if you just want the nicety of having that timed up, you can do that. Just have to be aware that once you do that, say like starting the next day, then it's going to be 23 hours from the reset for when the next rewards pack will pop up, and so you'd have to basically avoid logging in or doing much in HUT in that hour between 1 p.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Pacific, because your pack would be ready, but the reset wouldn't be ready, the squad battles wouldn't be ready, the daily objectives wouldn't be ready, and then once a week again the weekly wouldn't be ready. But I don't think that now is the time to do that, because as I was trying to indicate in the middle there, you see that refresh is available every 24 hours in squad battles, but 12 hours on weekends. So I know I said this really quickly, but I want to reiterate. What's going to happen is there's a refresh Friday, tomorrow, Friday the, what is that, the 13th? Jeez, is it really Friday the 13th? That is not good. Our first weekend in the game starts in the first day that a lot of people play with the standard edition pre-order is going to be on Friday the 13th. Well, I don't know. I feel like generally sports fans and players, but probably hockey almost more than any other sport, kind of like per capita, per player, per fan, tends to be more superstitious. Baseball has a ton of superstitions as well, but they're a little bit more specific, and they're like, can't change your underwear until your hit streak ends or stuff like that. But hockey's got their own stuff too, and even the gamers, even if they only play hockey, they only play NHL, or at least if they only stream NHL, they're a little bit superstitious as well. So I don't know. Some could potentially be looking at Friday the 13th as not necessarily a good sign for whatever reason. The point is, tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Hold on, sorry. Shit. Yeah, technically dropped a small swear word there, but hopefully I'll be okay with that with YouTube. Don't tase me, bro. YouTube, it's okay. So what's going to happen is Friday, September 13th, besides the fact that probably at midnight Eastern time tonight, when it goes from Thursday to Friday, is when the pre-orders for Standard Edition will be able to play. As I was trying to say, if they were people who played the Access trial, they've already got the game downloaded. If they didn't do that, they would have to download the game, and from my personal experience in almost every game out there, not even just EA games, not even just sports games, tends to be that, even if it's actually, I don't know that to be true now that I think about it, because NHL19 and 20 and Red Dead Redemption 2 are the only games that I bothered to pre-order. But my experience with those three, at least, were that
I didn't get my squad battle rewards.
Yeah. I mean, I probably should just stay on this screen, and then people will be able to see the comments above. Is that a take on Pasternak? Yeah, they have not given us the squad battle rewards yet, and as I keep trying to say, my guess is that they're not going to for potentially 12 hours from when they were supposed to, or not when they were supposed to. That's not fair to say, but when the thing ended, which was an hour and a half ago. So I think that at 2 a.m. Pacific time, 5 a.m. Eastern time, is a very likely time for when they will get pushed to all of us in our systems. And I guess it'd be a nice thing to wake up to on Friday morning for those people that aren't going to be up in the middle of the night. I'll probably be checking in periodically between now and then anyways, maybe like once every hour, just to see if they come out earlier. And if they don't, I'll probably make a point of being up in the morning to do this nonsense again, another live stream to show stuff when there's not much to show. in this example, but there will be stuff to show when those come. Because it definitely has to be 12 hours or less from when it ended. So at the latest, I would say 2 a.m. Pacific time, 5 a.m. Eastern time. But again, because I'm fairly certain that, like what happened for us in the pre-orders of deluxe and ultimate editions, where we played 3 days earlier, Monday night into Tuesday morning at midnight Eastern is when we got to play the game. And if you'd played the access, you'd already downloaded the game. There was a slight update that it asked you to do that basically took like 2 seconds, and I was recording while already in Hut. So for me, it didn't actually have to do any update at all until I came out well after that. I don't think there was much to whatever that was, or I think it was just the system thinking like, okay, we have to check for the latest update, but it was still probably just version 1.0.0. Rewards come out Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Where did you get that, Daniel? I could see that happening. Lingros is the one I think that was saying that. Oops, clicked the wrong button there. That it says within 24 hours on the squad info tab. So that's why I'm here right now. Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Rewards will be available within 24 hours of the season ending. Now, I get it that the way they word things quite often is when they say, a chance of, or it's kind of legalese sometimes. So they suggest there's like a chance of a certain collectible, and the chance is like basically less than 1%, but it's still technically a chance. So them saying within 24 hours is potentially just a CYA, and I won't say what the A is to avoid naughty words here on YouTube. But I could see that happening, where they would say, within 24 hours, because they'll have an expectation that all or most of the time they'll be able to process everything within 24 hours, even whenever it is that they reach max player pool, max capacity, which I don't know, but I would guess will be within this first month. And then it'll go down a little bit, and then it'll come back up with some new players in the holidays, starting with Black Friday, and then it'll come back down again, and then eventually go to nothing. So yeah, is that why you're saying that as well? Because it says here within 24 hours, or has there been any sort of official notice somewhere that I'm not seeing? I'm not on the forums at the moment, but there's usually not a ton of info on the forums, and they might just point to like this screen as an info screen, and again it just says within 24 hours. Still didn't get that water that I wanted like an hour ago. Okay, so Daniel is not responding to us. You're the first person that has said something definitively here in the stream, and I only see one tweet, and it's not. No offense to Lingros, but he's not, in my opinion, an official person. So if we have 4 people in the room and Daniel not responding, I'm kind of head down. I guess I'll leave it on this screen so everyone can see that everyone's asking about the. But if you're in the live stream, you should be able to see that. You should be able to pull up the live chat and scroll anyways. But there it is. 14 minutes ago, I don't know this individual. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so STB Visuals, it's nice that it's his hashtag. I don't think I'm following him, but I will now. Oops, wrong button. What's going on here? There we go. All right, so he was one of those that showed that he had a ton of points. I think he was actually in number 1. He was up there. So his tweet is, attention, there's a bug in squad battles leaderboards on PS4. I haven't even been at home since 2 p.m. I'm not cheating. No one is. It'll get fixed. And Hut Predictions, same boat here on Xbox. While plays 20k, lol. Yeah, so I mean, I said that, and at first it was Thrash, and I guess probably STV Visuals as well. And I said, like, how do you get 10 games off so quickly? How do you get that many points? But I wasn't calling him out. I just assumed that there was some sort of issue, and it might be as simple as like that those were the people that played in the first week. But I didn't see, unless he's playing under a different tag name that I'm unaware of. I didn't see. I thought I was already following you. I didn't see No Sleeves 12 up there, but I don't know. And I know he was part of that original 12. Needed that. I'm gonna like that, so I'll be able to remember to come back to it later. Okay. Says there's nobody in the room at the moment. Let's see if I have this even on this. Maybe Reddit will have an answer for us. They seem like they're usually more on top of stuff than what? There we go. Okay, so nothing on Reddit. It's been my last thing. I'm just gonna check the forums. And if there's no sort of extra info there. Yeah, man, some people like, I don't know, some people, what the hell? What happened to the tree? Actually, maybe he says it in... Okay. Daniel Santicono is right. Now that we got nobody in the room, now that we're an hour and 40 minutes in. The EA, I don't know why I didn't notice this before. So this is going to happen every week, I guess. Seasons will always end Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, and rewards will always be granted Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, according to the info here. So there's a chance that it'll happen sooner. My expectation will be that it won't. That it'll be exactly 24 hours. It won't be any earlier, just because there's going to be less people that played this week, and then even for people like myself that played this week, I didn't get a chance to play the full week's worth of games because it was only 3 days. But the rewards, as Daniel says there, according to the person that runs this stuff for EA, is indicating that they come out Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So maybe that's why there wasn't a ton of people asking on Twitter. I was kind of surprised that there was very few tweets about it, and there was nothing at all on Reddit. I guess people just knew because they paid attention and they saw that thing. I saw the timeline, so that's why I knew that, the same as this shows here, that it's 12 hours on the weekends. And I either read in that screen or I read somewhere else that it happens along with the on the same timeline as the server reset, so 2 p.m. Pacific time, and then On weekends, it switches to also do 2 a.m. on Friday night, Saturday morning, as well as Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then it'll flip back to 24 hours after that. But the rewards each week are going to come Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific time. That's obviously 5 p.m. Eastern time. And if you are in another part of the world, you're likely in outside of those three, or that little part of Canada that would actually be 6 p.m. Very small part of Canada. That's an hour ahead of Eastern time. And everybody else that might be playing the game, I guess you'd be likely European, and you just got to check your own times. But that would probably be closer to end of the night and up to midnight for a lot of you then. On Fridays, so Friday nights. Well, for us, it's a little bit earlier. I mean, I'm Central, so it's gonna be 4 p.m. for me. And that's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be pretty hectic, because that time is gonna be the server reset, and kind of anything can happen then. Unless they unless they decide to after this first week of these kind of like dribs and drabs of new icons and flashbacks that are coming out. We've had six a day the last 3 days. I think that we had 3 days of we at least had 3 days of flashbacks. We either had 3 days of icons or 2 days of icons. I forget which. And they could keep up that pace, I guess. They do have 300 that they have to drop, 300 different alumni/icons, and I forget the number that are out for master icons so far, but it feels like probably about 30, so about 10% of that. So now, having dropped whatever it is, either 12 or 13, and then that would mean that, like, Claude Lemieux, for example, would not have a master icon if you want to count him as new, and I don't remember if he does. I feel like he would have, because he was part of the Alumni 2 Legend upgrade process last year. But I don't know. He's got a regular icon now, so that's what it is. But point being, if they're gonna be dropping, like, game content and well, just even game content alone, just new cards available in packs on the server reset on Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Like, it's gonna be so insane. It's probably gonna be so hard to get a game to play smoothly if you don't have like a super sweet setup and maybe even also close to one of their servers, assuming that they're using the dedicated servers this year, which is what they switched over to in 19, as opposed to like everyone having to hit the servers on the West Coast, in Vancouver for sure. But I felt like before they switched, they were using a server or servers in Vancouver, and then like a server in California. I don't know, maybe like San Diego, or LA. I couldn't tell you. I actually don't know these things. I know for sure there's servers in Vancouver, obviously. And then when they switched it to make it so that there was at least a West Coast and an East Coast one. So I think that those of us in the middle of the countries, I would say, U.S. and Canada, doesn't seem to have a lot of players from Mexico. But those of us that are kind of in the middle of that, and then the folks in Europe, man, I have no idea what the folks in Europe would do, except for the fact that if they're playing during like a standard time, not like those of us that are being crazy and playing constantly all day here in the States. If it's again, probably like at least 2 weeks, if not a month and a half or so into this season, where people just play for whatever, maybe an hour, two, each day, or not even every day. I feel like you should be in every day to get the rewards, but whatever. Like I've noticed at the few times where I've matched up with folks at night online, which I've done very little of. I did the three required games for the comp season, which still has like 8 more days left of it. And I did I've done now 2 games of online seasons. The online seasons I played today though. But yeah, the last 2 of the 3 of the comp seasons, ones that I played, I ended up just quitting in both. I came up against somebody, 2 different players in Europe. I think one was like Finnish, one was like Swedish or something like that. And they were just destroying me. I'm terrible at the game. I can't actually play, so that's a factor. But I wasn't gonna waste their time or my time, of like kind of hoping that they lose their connection or decide they want to quit, because I just put my controller down. I'm AFK at that point. I'm not immune to doing those sort of things, but to start off the season, I didn't feel like doing it, so I just gave them the win, and quit out, because they were clearly going to beat me anyway, so I stood no chance of coming back. And oddly enough, I felt like I had significant delays on my end, just a way too high of a ping rate, and so I don't know if there's maybe a server that's closer to where they are, that they were able to connect to. But again, like, I don't know. I thought that the whole point was that if you're playing somebody, that the person you match up with is connected to the same server as you are, which is why the one person won't have an advantage over the other one, based off of the ping and the frame rates and the smoothness of the play. But the main thing that I was pointing out is that I think that if they're going to be dropping any kind of crazy game content, new cards, especially when the really cool cards start coming out, if they do that stuff ever on a Friday at reset 2 p.m. Pacific time, I think it's going to be insane. Like, stuff is just going to break. There are going to be so many people online, because they're going to be there anyways to be able to pick up their squad battles rewards, as we finally figured out here, as we've learned. It says it here, but it also says it on the A forums. I'll try to come back to this if this goes properly over to YouTube as a replay. I will put 2 notes in there, one of which is I answered 17 times that I didn't know what was going on with squad battles, and then the 18th time I figured it out. So they'd have to bear with me if they want to listen to all that. Maybe I'll give a timestamp as to when I actually figured it out, and they could listen to just the end of this from that point until now. And the other point that I would make is maybe leave a link to the page over on EA in the forums with a deep dive that goes over basically everything that was going to be part of the game pre-release, and that is where I'm getting the official notice that it's, again, Friday 2 p.m. Pacific time every single week for squad battle rewards to get pushed to your systems if you're playing. So again, that's already going to be a reset time. You're going to have the squad battle rewards getting pushed. You're going to have the server reset, potentially new items or other info as far as maybe like comp seasons or hut champs or anything like that could possibly come out. Just basically just kind of, quote unquote, new content. Unless like the season is starting at that time, that doesn't really make much of a difference in terms of too many people on and trying to access and stuff like that. But yeah, you're also going to have the part of the 24-hour reset for this page in the middle there, the refresh opponents will pop up, and some people will look to just be in at that time, see if there's anything new. I know I'm going to be doing it for at least the first week or so. I've done that every day so far. That's literally what this is. I've been doing this for 2 hours now, just in case there was something new. For some stupid reason, like a lot of people, I was mistakenly thinking that the rewards might have come now, even though it does say, I guess, when I was going through my my tips to get my tip sets done, I think I did see this info here, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying that much attention to the whole within 24 hours thing. But point is, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that'll come on, at least for the rewards, and they might want to kind of like right away, and then they'll have a chance to refresh their opponents, and because they're on already, and maybe they won't know exactly what's going to happen for them in the next 12 hours after that. They might want to look to play those 4 games, because again, Friday, starting tomorrow, Friday 2 p.m. Pacific time, when it refreshes the opponents, as you see there in the middle, it's 12 hours on the weekends for the opponent refresh availability. So you play 4 right now, or literally any time between now and 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, Friday the 13th of September. The refresh won't be available for you until that time, but then it will, and you can, as I said, you can play those 4, whether you do or not. 12 hours later at 2 a.m. Pacific time, Friday night, Saturday morning, will be the next opponent refresh available, and it'll continue on 12 hours again, Saturday 2 p.m. Pacific time, and then Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, 2 a.m. Pacific time. Does that get us 12 on each? So 1. Because I thought it was ending Sunday. 2 p.m. Pacific time would be the last one. So it's 1, 2. Yeah, that makes sense. It's only there's only 4 of them. So it would just be nicer if they were like parts of actual days. At some point in the world, 2 p.m. Pacific time is midnight. I wouldn't know what part of that world that would be. But yeah, so it's going to be Friday. Basically, as far as Pacific time, it's going to be 2 p.m., 2 a.m., right? So Friday, 2 p.m., and then 2 a.m. Into Saturday morning, and then Saturday, 2 p.m. into Sunday morning, 2 a.m., and then Sunday, 2 p.m. will be kind of the final weekend opponent refresh, giving you a chance to play 12 opponents during that time, and obviously with the same deal of being able to replay any or all of those 12 opponents by paying 500 coins to play again. And again, does it indicate it anywhere there? It should. The average score among all competitors. Well, I feel like it doesn't really explicitly state it there, but as far as the your final battle points, and it does tell you before you actually click on replay and give your 500 coins, assuming you even have them. If you don't have the coins, you can't do the replay. But if you played the game, you probably got at least 500 coins from playing the game. So I mean, that's kind of the way I view it, is that if I play, and either I thought I'd be able to take on a certain opponent, like let's see what kind of opponents I got here. So I mean, I feel like both of these two are pardon me, not that much of a drop off either. These are much harder opponents than what I came up against the last couple of days. I mean, granted, I think there was at least one that had a team overall of 87, and one that was, but like the 88 had either 1 or 2 synergies. the 87 was like right there. So like I had like one opponent, and I was starting to feel like, okay, that was the featured squad, and then the rest were lower. Like instead of two 86s, like the second 86 was like closer to an 80, and there was like that Capitals from Larsen 10 at 76. These are, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like these are very clearly not like actual people in the game. Like this is not somebody's squad. I mean, I guess you could have this, especially not with no head coach in. I mean, I guess you could have this as like, this could be like your starter pack, if you got literally nothing other than that. But yeah, it's just kind of not. And then I thought the thing was supposed to tell you what the synergies were. I think it does once it actually starts. I'm gonna go up to the main screen again, full screen, so I can actually see this crap. So what do we got here? So yeah, none of those share. Well, I'm just gonna go one at a time. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and supposedly no head coach, or they're just not showing them 7. So that's not going to be good enough. If they actually do have a head coach and they're not showing, and it is Fiddler specifically and only him, then SP would be activated, and that would be just huge, even for a really slow, really low rated team as this. Let's see for any of the other ones. FB 2, 3. And that's it on that. So they're not gonna get this either. Yeah, so that's not activated. How about TK? We got 2 there from the goalies. 3. No, it's not gonna happen. 4. No. Okay, so I don't know what they're saying. There's 2 synergies activated. Am I totally missing it? Let's see what. Yeah, I thought that only needed 4. So 1, 2. I mean, they gotta have something activated, right? It's not gonna be on the goal lane, so I guess they didn't get it. All right, should have been. I mean, again, this is clearly a person that's not actually putting this together. It would have been really easy for them to do your deeks off, since they had 2 the first ones on the right wing. All right, so what is activated here, guys? Because I'm not finding anything. Yeah, Okay, Magician again also only needs 4. But there's only 1. Jeez. Alright, I'm just gonna jump to X now, even though that needs 10 or 6. That needs 6. So that one's gonna be activated for X Factor. That one's kind of important, especially with a team like this that's generally gonna be slower, like an 86 skate. 1, 2. 3. Are you serious? 4. Wow. Okay. Yeah, again, clearly not an actual person putting these together, and usually not going to find them out of your goalies. I don't think any goalies have X Factor. Okay, so literally what is I've done all of those so far. Net presence 5. There's no way we get 5. We only have 1 so far. Two. Okay, so not that either. What else we got on this side here? The 1T, there's definitely not 10 1Ts. There's definitely not 10 Wrecking Crew either. It might be 4 Workmen. There's 1 there though. It's all on defense. Two. So no. In RS there's 1. Seriously, what the hell? What am I missing here? What am I missing? I tried the TK, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it needs 8. So again, yeah, no. Is there literally anything else? What did I miss? RS, I already tried that. There's only 2 of those. No, so maybe this is me. I feel like this is bullshit. I don't know what this synergy impact thing is. I really don't, because I thought like I could go in and play the game and see if it pops off, because I thought that it did. I thought like once you actually go into the game, that it clarifies what you're. Okay, so it doesn't have active synergies, or it's not. None of them are indicating there. So if they do, since those 3 are supposed to be 3 out of 5 or whatever, all 3 of these potentially could. I don't know why that took so long to load. Jesus Christ. Look at this fucking team. Oh, sorry. Look at this friggin' team. I don't feel like age restricting this thing. Wow. This is a squad. I mean, you can technically do better. Technically. They're not showing what the head coach is, if there is one. Come on. Ugh, gross. Like, did I miscount? And none of the goalies will have it because they're gold, and so they got team only. And you can't have it as a coach either, even if they have a coach. So you got. Oh, and that's actually WM. I don't know if I counted it as a PM. So 1, 2. so just 2. Okay, so never mind. That felt like one that they could have been able to do though. Net presence is just 1, 2, 3. Wow, like it's, needs 5, but still could have done it. Yeah. Okay. So maybe this is nonsense. I'll find out for myself when I actually play the games. Like if I click on this and then I don't know if it makes a difference of difficulty, because it's supposed to only be changing just other than general difficulty, offensive, defensive pressure, and strategy adaptation. Kind of goes up from each of those and pretty much maxes out at superstar. But this little 2 out of 3 synergy impact, where it's not showing any active synergies there. I felt like, maybe I'm way off on this, but I felt like when I've started games, when I actually click X to play, and I think I can do this, right? I can I can click without actually starting. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe when you... No. Okay, so maybe I'm way off on this. I don't know, man. Alright, so I guess, like, does it have to have it 5 to have a synergy impact? I've definitely played... Some of the opponents I played against had synergies active. I don't recall if it showed it from this screen or not. But none of these teams... I guess I didn't really look at this one or this one, honestly. I don't think. I know I looked at these 2 for sure, though. And I looked at every single one of the players, every single one of the synergies, and even factored in if it actually had a coach, even though they're not showing a coach. There should be no synergies active there. So synergy impact, the fact that it's listed there and it's like it's not binary, it's not on or off, it's not 1 or 0. The fact that it's like basically, I guess it could be 0 or 1 to 5 seems really weird to me. Like I'm gonna read their official thing here as well. Yeah, like number of required to activate. Am I, like, maybe I've been off on this? Maybe this was the same in 19 as well. Where's the oh yeah, it's under glossary. So yeah, activating it gives those players bonus. Set number of synergies indicated by synergy icons on the top right corner of the player item. Put players with the same synergy in your lineup to activate the synergy. Once activated, synergies give a boost to the indicated attributes. Team not clicking, try mixing up players or synergies. I don't know, call me stupid, I guess. I don't see how you can have... It seems very binary to me. Like, the only reason why I would see that you would even indicate something as far as impact as a level, like meaning that there's like a lowest level to a highest level, and it's like just a general ranking or whatever, would be because not for team-based synergies, because those are just what they are. Most of them, 4 to 5 require 10, and Takeaway King only requires 8. But the player ones, like if you had your entire, and you can do this, if you had your entire team with X Factor, and so say they were 80 plus players, and not master icons. So all they had was X Factor and nothing else. But you could play, 12 forwards, 6 defensemen with X Factor. Although I'm not certain that there even are 12 and 6, 80 plus in the game right now with X Factor. But say that there was, to me, then I would see how you could say that would be like maximum impact for that strategy, because you'd have every single player on your team impacted by the activated synergy. So that's, while it's still, in my view, it's still binary in the sense of less than 6 is off and 6 or more is on. I could see you indicating that there's like an impact, and this is where I'm starting to get into like opinion stuff and editorializing and stuff like that. I need to avoid that. It's not what this channel's for at the moment, at least. But yeah, I mean, I could see how like 6 maybe would be just the one square for the impact out of 5 or whatever, and then obviously like 18 would be 5, I would assume, or just maybe even anything above like, I don't know, 10 or 12 or something would be 5. Maybe it's as simple as this, like 6 is 1, 7 is 2, 8 is 3, 9 is 4, 10 is 5. If you got that, that's your impact, and then it's 10 plus, because you could have technically 18, and you could even end up having goalies with it as well, and the head coach shouldn't really matter. But there is no, head coaches don't have X Factor. They only have team-based synergies. Anyway, I could see that maybe, but it doesn't add up as to why in the squad battles for my opponents that it's showing this impact here. To me, this suggests that while it's not at maximum impact, it's at some impact that is less than 0. So it's non-zero, non-max, whatever the max is. But that is clearly not the case. I looked at the actual players, and I don't know if maybe, again, if you go here and click onto this thing, whether you're going to actually play the game or not, maybe underneath it, it'll show which synergies are active. I know I played at least one game that had two active synergies, and I don't remember off the top of my head what they were. And I know I played at least one other one that had one active synergy. And perhaps it shows it on this screen, and I just got, I guess, kind of luck for teams that don't have active synergies. But then why do 3 of the 4 show 3 out of 5 impact points, and the other one has 2 out of 5? I've played ones that I think had 0, but I've definitely had ones that had 1. And again, I'm not pissed. I'm not like talking nonsense or garbage. And my language is normally so bad. I have to like pull it back so bad, so hard for this. But anyways, I'll just leave it at that, as I don't get it. So I don't know, maybe someone will watch this and they'll be able to explain to me. It's still jacked up, clearly. I wonder if but like it shifted though, because like Saad was on here, as I said, and he's not anymore. It seems like a bunch of people have now played their 4. So they're on here for real. So kind of like from here on down are probably real. Oh, we got a replay in as well. So yeah, you can do that. That would count. So yeah, everything, just these three, the three that happen to have had the game early and played last week, not the one that just finished, but the one before that, are on the list there. Yeah, I think that's what I remember now, is that Thrash was saying that he came in second because there were, I thought he said there were only 2 people that played, but it might have been 10. So maybe somebody on this list below them came from that list. I think Saad was on the list, so that must have been from this incorrect information on these 3 at least, and then possibly everything from 4 down is accurate as of right now, but those top 3 are not. I don't know. And then maybe the all-time high doesn't come out until reset tomorrow at 2 p.m. I don't know. So last thing, as I've taken up way too much time here, we were looking at Pekka, and then we'll look at Graves and Pang, because I didn't actually click on Pekka. So we're looking at, just reminding myself, because I need to get going here. Islanders, Rangers, and then I think Blackhawks, but that could actually even be Winterhawks. Find out in a second here. Start with the one that I was on the last time that somebody came in and asked questions. So I don't think anybody's here anymore. I had not clicked on it. I was here, and I said there was a chance that he was going to be fast. We'll see what he is. So yeah, I would qualify that as fast. Not really like there's ones that are faster, but if you're only looking for speed right off the bat, this would potentially be a player that if you pack it, you can hang on to for now. 91 skate, and it's 90 acceleration, 90 agility, 92 balance, 93 endurance, 92 speed. So you, with team-based energy, you can put that speed up to 95. The acceleration, same deal, 92, 93. I mean, you can actually, depending on the ones you have set up, you can actually increase agility, balance, and endurance as well. Net presence, I think does balance. Nope. Yeah, balance, hand-eye strength, and offensive awareness. And it's a +3. So his balance, if net presence is activated, so I'm not going to get into all that again about whether he gets it no matter what, or whether he actually has to have it activated. But balance will get a +3 to 95, which is super high. And then hand-eye get from 77 to 80, not, that's whatever. Strength from 73 to 76, again, whatever. Offensive awareness, they'll probably, nope, not a factor either, 77 to 80. So having this activated for him is, in my opinion, really just going to impact balance. Being 5'11", 181, I feel like he's tall enough. Maybe not, maybe he doesn't have the weight to go with that, and that clearly that could be part of the reason why the strength stats is a little bit down, but like body checking is 90, and clearly he's got tons of balance. So at a minimum, as a forward, he's going to be where he should be pretty difficult to knock off the puck. Although he's only got 79 puck control and 73 strength, so maybe not. Who knows? 97 poise, 77 durability is more supposed to be about his ability to get back up after getting a hit, and then also to avoid injury. But the rest of the stats just point out that this player, if you wanted to play him, is good for 2 things, and 2 things only at the present time, and that is speed, and one other thing that I will get to in a second that has been pointed out on Reddit. I just didn't see the specific number. I do now, and it is absolutely crazy, making this a card that I would say is worth adding to the team. He should be most should be able to be most people's fourth line centers, if not third line. I'd be a bit concerned for your team if he was first or second, though, honestly, because his shot is terrible. It's 82 on both power and 72 on both accuracy. That is just not good enough for a forward. You could maybe get away with that low of shot power if his shot accuracy was up a little bit and you just were mostly focusing on wristers in the offensive third. But it's not good enough. Handles basically not good enough either. Nothing above 79. Checking face stat is 82. As I said, body checking was 90 and 73 was strength. Aggression is 90, which is not actually a stat; it's a trait or a tendency. And durability is 77. So checking is whatever. I already talked about how I feel like he is on the body. His offensive awareness is terrible. And gets a +3, obviously, as I mentioned, if net presence is activated, and can get additional boosts from team-based synergies. But it's still not good enough if that's an important trait for you. Defensive awareness, though, is great. He's a grinder, so he's supposed to kind of get in there and mix it up and be a fighter. Similar like Islanders players that you think of, like maybe like anyways, moving on. It doesn't matter. Shot blocking is 96. Stick checking is 73. Poise, as I said, was 97. Discipline 79. Fighting skill 96. So that, with the aggression being high and the poise being high, he's going to be able to kick some ass fighting. So that's something if you just need a pure fighter. But then you're going to lose him for 5 minutes. Whether you win the fight or not. The other thing, other than speed, that makes this a card that I would not sell if packed, unless it was worth it, and it probably will not be right now, at least. Maybe starting tomorrow it would, but I've heard everyone say that the market's going to go down tomorrow, not up. But face-off base stat 98. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, off the charts. Which is why I said, if you're able to have this card, I don't know why you wouldn't have him as one of your centers, other than the fact that you just don't have room to have somebody in there doesn't have an active synergy for you. But yeah, you could do, if you had, do you really care if you have 98 or 99? But if you had for the boys, excuse me, where's the 1, 2, 3, 4? Which one is missing? Oh, it says Takeaway Kings is player. It's not, though. It's team. So yeah, that's the only, for the boys, the only one that gives a team boost to face-offs. So if you have for the boys activated, and you have him on your team, he will be a pure 99 with the boost, or don't. He's a 98, and he's still probably going to be good enough to kind of win almost anybody face-offs. So in my opinion, pretty good card. And it's kind of a trend that I'm sensing, that sometimes the third one on the list is the best. Another winger, Adam Graves here. I think like whoever the first one was, I can't think off the top of my head now. Whoever the main 87 guy was today. I think he and Adam Graves were both one-off alumni last year. And alumni is actually not the plural of alumni, it's actually alumni, just spelled differently, but anyways. So you look at the face stats on an 83, 84, 84, 83, 85, 81, nothing really jumping out at you. in terms of what you would expect to see when you come in here, and it seems to be pretty straightforward. So I mean, he's just too slow. Shot's not great. It's it's not terrible. It could maybe be a back end guy for you. I guess unless you have a starter team, then if you have a starter team, what pack are you even opening that you're getting this, other than like a trade-in? And I think you might have a sense of my general sense of how I feel about trade-ins from when I did mine earlier today to appease the person who asked for packs. Let's see. Yeah, handles basically the same thing. Just their handles are more fine. This is opinion, sure, for me here, but based on the cards that are out there now, and then kind of how they'll play out as the live series cards get upgrades, as well as potential future drops that just kind of are better than what are currently out there now. You kind of need like the speed and the shot to be that much higher. The other stuff can kind of be more middle of the road. But again, for me personally, I would prefer if the middle of the road stuff, which again for me is 80s and above, so preferring mid 80s obviously if you can't get into the 90s and above from there, which is basically what he is from handles, checking, and defense, right? So like I could deal with that if it came with basically even with that kind of middle of the road shot stats at the current stage in the game. If he actually had speed, if he wasn't that slow, I mean, he would need basically like plus 10. He'd basically need to be like 93, at least 90 or 89 or whatever. If he had that and all the other stats were the same, I would say he'd be fine. 6'0", 205. He's kind of okay on the body for a power forward. And let's see with I know there's at least one. Pardon me. I know there's at least one synergy that they don't have on the list here. But I could go out to the thing and check if it comes up. So with Wrecking Crew, you need 10. And it gives +3 acceleration, body checking, strength, and discipline. So strength to be 86, discipline to be 82. Did I say body checking? Probably, right? Yep. So that would be 87. So I mean, if Wrecking Crew was activated, then he could get on the body, but he's gonna have acceleration at 86. And even if you had the team-based synergy for speed to get to 86 as well, I feel like that's still just a bit too slow, really, to put him out there anywhere. So it's kind of a middle of the road, and I would say for me it's not necessarily a hard sell. I wouldn't go that far, but I would say if you pack it, you sell it. So now we'll find out in this last one if he's actually a yep, he is. So he's a Blackhawks. I wasn't sure if he'd be Blackhawks or Winterhawks. Darren Pang. This would be the goaltender of the group. And I don't really feel the need to go into underlying stats on goaltenders. So the thing is just kind of like their overall and their synergy. If you're trying to get takeaway kings, then it's whatever. You could get a 73 overall silver that also has takeaway kings and another synergy as well, and basically similar stats to what he's got across the board. His face stats are 77 high, 74 low, 74 quickness, 75 position, and 75 rebound control. It's very meh, especially for a stand-up goaltender. Again, this is part of the opinion, I guess, but 5-hole at 75 on a stand-up is not what I'm looking for, and aggression is way too high for me. Again, based on all those other stats at 86, so he's going to be coming out a little bit. And oh, geez, I did not notice. Never mind. No one take this guy at all if you pack it. See if you can try to get, you know, anything more than 50 coins above quick sell, because he is 5'5", 157. This is more meme than Moog was last year. This is the hardest sell I think that I have seen so far. They're giving you, what did they have to, they had to put that up for, I think, is it 10 or 12 hours? Are we really 3 and out? Okay, so they packed this immediately and tried to get it off on a sell for 8K. That's absurd. You should not pay you shouldn't have this card. That's what it comes down to. So you shouldn't pay any of these prices. If you do pack it, try to get something for it. I'm guessing since that one was 700 with no buys by now, that it was probably close to a 700 on the quick sell, but that wouldn't really make sense as a 75. Maybe around that, but I don't know. All right, let's look at these other ones and what they're going for. Pekka, I definitely think is worth it. Yep, there you go. Somebody decided it was worth 31K. It's so funny. I mean, granted, they've had like 2 hours, I guess, to sort this out here. But like that person put it up pretty quick. They would have had to have put it up for 6 hours. Yeah, so. And that one was up an hour ago. So it seems to be kind of the general sense of where this is going. I'm gonna go ahead and just add it to the watch list just to see how it plays out. This one's actually got, it's basically the same thing as this. We'll see if they both go up to 31K. I would not pay that for that. I don't think he's worth 31 or even 40, certainly. But if you pack him, I would say he's worth keeping on your team, and then you just have to decide if you would rather get the 40,000 coins. I probably would. I don't know why I clicked on that like that. Just seeing if Adam Graves is out on the auction market. Somebody wants 12, somebody wants 11, starting with 9, somebody wants 20 to 25, and somebody wants 15. So yeah, I mean, this was basically like a hard sell for me anyways. I'd say it's not worth that price. So if you pack it and you want to sell it and you can get that price, then absolutely go ahead and do that. Let's see, so that's 1, 2, 3. Who else? We do Jets. So this was a while ago that I did the first 2 with or 3, I guess. I feel like his shots not that bad. It's just very disappointing to see an 83 defenseman with an 89 skate face stat, where it all comes down to agility and balance, with a little bit of endurance. His speed and acceleration are clearly just not going to cut it. And Thread the Needle doesn't add anything to any of that. It's +3, if activated, of course, to a slap shot and wrist shot accuracy and passing. That's it. So yeah, he's just not fast enough, in my opinion. If you can deal with a muddy defender, you know, who's got decent size but like not really great on the body anyways, so it's like he's not gonna be able to get back on D. So I guess you'd have to play your strategies or whatever, so that he's basically just chilling on the blue line in case you want to do like a D to D one timer or a back to D one timer, or any other type of attempted slap shot from way back there, and then but just hugging the blue line at all times. Like, if you could actually set your strategy to say like, hey, you don't go into the offensive third ever, then like, you know, then he'd maybe be able to use his size, but unfortunately he doesn't really have the the body stats to go with it. So let's see if the auction house agrees with me on this one. No, they do not. This is absurd. This is beyond absurd. 60K, you are out of your mind. Brenda's? That is crazy. Somebody actually paid 20K for this? What are you doing? What am I missing here? Why would you ever think this is worth 20K? There's so many better choices out there for 20K. I mean, unless you're like Swedish or a Jets fan, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, cool that he's got the balance. He doesn't have the checking or the strength though, so it's whatever. Go ahead and add that one to the watch list too, just because I want to see what somebody ends up actually paying for it. I sneeze. So I guess I'm starting to give off some of my own opinions here, but this seems crazy. I would say absolutely sell that if you pack it. What was the other one? Do I even remember? So second to last year, I'll go with the info first. Okay, I did this earlier. Claude Lemieux, and he's at least not a master icon for the Devils. We know that much at least. I don't feel like kind of clicking through all the rest of his other teams to see if he is a master icon. I don't feel like checking the list yet either. But yeah, I said with this one that this should be a sell as well. And then you can maybe get something for the name. And considering that other one went for 20K, I'm even though technically there's no 91s on this one, so maybe that hurts Claude's ability to sell for higher. But he is basically, in my opinion, middle of the road, the same as the defender, whichever one, the one before this that I showed, not the last one, but the one before that, I think. So basically just 80s across the board. Very, very middle of the road. If you have or like the synergy and need an extra person to have that synergy, then fine. But as I'm about to show in the auction house, at least at the moment, you're absolutely going to be overpaying for that. I would say this is going to be definitely one that you would sell if you can get 24 for it. Somebody has gone ahead and put up 10 so far, and they'll probably go a little higher. The asking 45 is insane. 5 I think is a little bit more reasonable. I don't know that I would pay 5K for it. Maybe if it was exactly that. If this was like a buy now, maybe that'll likely go up. It looks like. All right, screw it. I'll put this one on here too. Oops, didn't mean to do that. It's because I was catching myself with a naughty word again. Yeah, the rest are well, and this is just absurd. I'm not even going to bother putting this on the watch list. In the next 10 hours, people should definitely figure out that they should not be paying 50K for that. If you just like things because they're, because they're unique or whatever, then fine. So here's the last one, which was actually the first one. 86 overall, defender, Rob Blake. As I said, along with Adam Graves, was a kind of one-off special alumni in 19, and that's technically what these are at the moment. But I'm not necessarily convinced that like even say Rob Blake specifically couldn't have a master icon later, or even one of those kind of like super master icon that are like the gold ones that are in the 90s. And I don't mean like 90, I mean like 97. But yeah, then again, I have no info on that. All I do know is that if you open your daily reward pack, which I have mine in an hour and 20 minutes, and you do that diligently every day, that come April, you will have earned I think it's actually a 96 overall, tradable, I think. Yeah, tradable. Wait, or maybe not. I'll go out and show it, I guess, before I end the broadcast, but I think it's actually tradable. But a 96 Master Icon Choice pack, I believe. But it could be like a lot of the other Master Icon Choice packs that are that give you a choice of one of two options out of a group. But like, I know that Steve Yzerman and I'm losing it. I don't remember the other one was that I already saw. Has a like a gold 97, but again, I think it's a 96 Master Icon, and it'd be a choice. And it would seem kind of weird if it was just like if it was like, say, if it was more like the Hometown Heroes or the hut cover. Like the hut cover is a choice of picking one of the three that you want. So if it was that, or even like maybe there were 5 choices and you got to choose one of those 5, and there's the same choices for everybody, the way that the hut covers are, I could see that. I could get behind that as that being totally fine, because it's something that everyone is going to get. But if it's like the rest of the Master Icon choice sets, where it's, again, it's like out of 2 you choose one, you pick the one of the 2 that you like, but there's potentially, like, let's say at least 10 or more in the group that you could be getting. It's just adding more of the of the kind of gambling and whatever sort of aspect to it, the randomness. Anyways, back to the actual point here. He's a defender who's too slow, so what does it matter, right? His power is fine for the most part, and accuracy is something that you can probably deal with from a defender, and he is solid on the rest of the stuff, as far as a week 1 card. Face stats: 86 handles, 88 checking, and 90 defense. And he's got the body, 6'4", 225. He's got 91 strength. He's got 88 body checking. So he can definitely get on the body. I think that he was actually the one that I was making the case of, where it's like, great, he's on the body. He's got the size and he's got the stats to back it up, so he can get back there and mix it up. And he's got enough power where it's not like you would necessarily be like, all right, dude, just chill back in the defensive third and never move out of here and try to take people off the puck, which is not a strategy that you can actually tell your human AI CPU to do. But I don't know, if you're playing like 6s, then I'd imagine you could do that. Or if you're playing with this card in 3s, which I don't know if you can or not, but maybe that would make some sense. You'd be like, all right, whoever's playing with Rob Blake, you just stay back. You can come up occasionally if it's not to be too much of a chance of giving them a breakaway, because again, with that speed, you're not catching anyone. So in my opinion, especially with the name, I think that this is also a sell, and it's probably going for even more. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see 50 here. You have got to be kidding me. I just won some coins on something. This is absurd. Absurd. And of course, they're all. None of them have actually sold. That's insane. This is purely insane. If you 1,000,000% if you pack this, sell it if you can get this much for it. If you can get 160K for it. I mean, I did the same thing with Datsuk, admittedly, but I opened thousands of packs. So that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't feel the need to do anybody else, but I think I got all of them there. Yeah, I did all 6. I'm not gonna do the flashback or the prime times or whatever. They're all terrible. Pack them, sell them. And again, they're 74s. They are just barely golds, so you can't even use them in the silver. This thing can't use them in the silver player only competitive season coming soon, September 20th. Next week, basically. And also because they're gold and not silver, they only have 1 synergy. Because they are under 80, I literally don't need to click on any of those. Besides the goalie, who's probably the one in the top left, but they're all the same overall, so what's the difference? The goalie will have 1 +1 to just 1 team-based synergy. And the other 5, they won't all have a team-based synergy, but they can. Any gold cards between 74 and 79 can have, as forwards, as position players, as forwards and defensemen, they can have a +1 to a team-based synergy, but they don't have to. So you get either player or team. You only get 1. All goalies always have team, and the 74 to 79 can have a team, but don't have to. They can have player. All the 80+ live series cards, so not the master icons, but as you just saw from the regular icons, they all have just 1 synergy. And again, position players are player synergies only, and goaltenders that are 80+ are team-based synergies only. Silvers get 2, bronze get 3, master icons have 2. So future prime times, future like standard icons might end up having better / more synergies to them, but they don't right now. So point is, none of these cards would be worth having. I have a few up, I think right now, from that I had before. No, I got, so they're all done already. And people refuse to buy this thing, huh? So if it quick sells 50 and I lose, can do 52.5. I just don't like having stuff shown in the store. This makes me think that I've got stuff there when I don't. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for me, because I think I was like 5 hours away from being able to do the jersey trade-in. It's kind of the only thing that's worthwhile doing at the moment. I don't know, maybe I talked long enough. I did. There you go. Now let's get a timestamp on this. This will hopefully be more exciting than the gold training that I did. So 2 hours and 50 minutes, just shy of 3 hours. So we'll try to cut this off at exactly 3 hours. Do a quick little pause for edit while I have some water. Hey yo kiddos, coming at you real quick with a premium pack, just one. You see I have the coins to buy one. I am not doing that, exchanging gold jerseys. And I apologize if this takes a minute. I should have prepped it earlier. but I'm going to decide to not have certain ones in the group. Try Dupes. Dupes is going to put the Ukraine one and the USA ones in there again. Makes sense, I guess, as to why they're putting those in. It's kind of annoying. It's alright. I got, 100? 200? 104? How many? I think I need to add 3 here. Ooh, hold on. Before I do that. Let's send the wild out. I don't think I should have any other untradeable ones. No, okay. Well, I don't see the wild one that was on there. I kind of like that Avalanche one, actually. But everyone hates the Rangers, right? So I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Set it there. So here's what I'm giving up, and they all quick sell for 50. So technically I only have 2 that are untradeable. So you can definitely sell them for more. People buy them if they're player, or if they're jerseys that they actually want, and gold ones they might want. People actually might like that Lightning's one. So I guess we're gonna pull that out for a second. But point is, if you can't sell them and they're not untradeable, and you quick sell for 50, this is essentially 500 coins that you're putting in for a premium pack, which would be just amazing. Obviously, if you could do it every hour, you can't. It's once a day. So let's go ahead and open up that pack. See if we got anything fun. Alright, I tried, guys. Couldn't get you anything. That's going to be the end of this broadcast. I need a dinner break, and apparently I got to come back in an hour anyways. So, peace out for now. Sorry that I didn't look ahead of time as to what was going on, but in my defense, even with them saying that it's going to be what it is, I thought there was maybe still a chance that just with the first week they would come a little bit quicker. But to give the final answer, if that's why you're here and you're for some reason only watching the end of this, the rewards will be pushed to everyone's accounts tomorrow, Friday, September 13th, 2 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll do the same every single week, every Friday at the server reset time at 2 p.m. Pacific time is when you can expect to get your rewards, if any, earned from the squad battles. You should be able to get at least the bottom one. I think it's like rookie 1 or whatever, as long as you play one game. I think they say that that's 100% of the players. So I think that they scale it so that no matter what, you can get at least that one, which is only a mini pack. And I don't know if those packs, and therefore the contents of those packs, are going to be tradable or not. Obviously, I'm hoping for one of those two, rather than the other. But I'll find that out, I guess, this time tomorrow. Peace out. Hope this was not terrible for you.